Every episode celebrates original content written by real people who experience real emotions. I'm Rayanne Thorn Krueger. Welcome to Real Words. Continuing the ECT series, I am here with actor Michael Reehl. We're going to talk a little bit about this amazing production that's coming up called White Rabbit, Red Rabbit, that's being put on by the Electric Company Theater, which is the resident theater company at the Muckenthaler Cultural Center in Fullerton, California. White Rabbit, Red Rabbit. Never heard of it? Neither have I. I don't know anything about it. Neither do the actors. There's no rehearsals, no director, no set. A different actor reads the script cold for the first time at each performance. The playwright, Nassim Soleimanpour, was forbidden to leave his country and distilled the experience of an entire generation in a wild, utterly original play. White Rabbit, Red Rabbit is as much about contemporary Iran as it is about the power dynamics. I always say that wrong. Power dynamics in the rest of the world. Joining me today is actor Michael Reehl, who will be performing on February 19th at 7 p.m. Michael, thanks for joining me today. How are you?
Hi, how you doing, Rayanne? I'm good. I'm happy to be here. Honestly, it was nice to get this planned. I'm happy you asked me to come on.
Great. I'm so excited to talk to you about this production. Tell me a little bit about your involvement with the Electric Company Theater.
Okay. The Electric Company Theater, I've done quite a few, I would say, productions with them now. I've probably been involved. I think this is going to be my fifth or sixth one. I lose track, but usually I've been involved on the acting side in productions. I also try and lend a helping hand anytime we need to like build sets, do anything like that. I like to be involved with the company and volunteer my time in any way. A lot of people probably know me at this point from bartending every show
Right,
that
right.
Electric Company Theater does. So I think that at that, people might recognize me when they see this or hear this from that. But yeah, no, it's, I love being a part of it, and I'm, happy that they asked me back. Happy to be here.
So, this production is very unusual and kind of scary for an actor. Why say yes?
Great question. If anybody knows my background, if they don't, I'll give it to them. I did a lot of improv growing up. I probably started training improv in like, when I was 9 or 10, and then I did it all the way through high school, did it a little bit in college. Always like loved it pretty much and never really found it super frightening in any way. But then when this, show came along and I heard about it for the first time when they announced it, I had to, if they asked me, do it just because I actually think this is significantly more frightening than improv, because
Wow.
at least improv, wherever I want it to go, it just goes there. Whereas this, it's a cold read. So ultimately speaking, I don't know where it goes. I have no control of where it's going. So in that regard, I actually think that this is going to be, in terms of like, something that I'm not anxious for, but just like the nerves before a show. I think this might be like right up there with as nervous as I've ever. I mean, you could probably tell I'm like nervous now, and it's not for a month.
No, you're
So
not. No, you're not. We're just having
it's
an
gonna be
easy
it's gonna be
conversation.
something.
Yeah. Great, great. So,
No, yeah,
why
of
say
course, of course,
why
of
say
course.
yes? Why say yes?
Um, One, I mean, I think it's always, anytime that there's an opportunity to do something new that you've just never done it before, but you love performing and you always want to try every avenue of that. I think that was like the first big thing because I've never heard of any concept like this. So I was like, that, let me sign up for that. That sounds like a fun time. And then
Right.
also, I think it's a cool show that I would want to say that I did once, just so that not only to see the other actors after me when I do the show in our own run, but anywhere else, because it's such a high, like, produced show all over the world. For the rest of my life, I could go pop into a theater if it's White Rabbit, Red Rabbit, and be like, I've done this and see how that actor does it that night, which I find very like that's a really cool thing too, to be kind of like that, you know, group of people that have actually done this. So,
So I've had the opportunity to see you in a couple of productions. So I want to ask you, what has been your favorite role to date?
um, I would say like with ECT for sure. I would say, I mean, just because it's such a funny role and it was just a blast, and I got thrown into it in the last minutes, so I had to full dive in. It would probably have to be Pierre from Robin Hood for sure. Just because I mean, I had a blast, and any role that you basically get to be the kind of the big buffoon on
Yeah.
stage, and no matter what you choose to do, it's never going to be big enough. I love roles like that. So yeah, no, I definitely that was probably to date my favorite one so far.
Oh, great. Well, I can't thank you enough for all you do for Electric Company Theater. I know that you are just can be end up being the right hand man in every production, and I really appreciate it. I know that Brian and Kelly Johnson, the co-artistic directors and co-founders of ECT, really appreciate it. So thank you for that. I have put up on the screen electriccompanytheater.org. This is where you can get tickets to this production. And again, to remind everybody, Michael Reehl will be performing on February 19th at 7 p.m. It's a Wednesday, and that's kind of the specialty for Electric Company Theater. They perform
Woo!
Monday,
Get
Tuesday,
tickets!
Wednesdays.
Yay!
Yes, get tickets. So before we get away, Mikey, I love to call you Mikey, please tell us what you do during the day. What's your day job?
Okay, my day job, which a lot of people probably are going to be like, "Wow, that's an interesting job." Is I literally go door to door, like I'm doing it like old school door to door,
Wow.
but it's basically about solar energy, and so yeah, so I basically, and especially right now, not to get in too big of a tangent of it, but it is pretty cool because not only is it just solar panels how it used to be, but now there's like these backup batteries on homes. And so honestly, right now I'm really loving my job and being able to go out and help people because with the current, as the tragedy that's been happening in Southern California,
Yes.
a lot of homes that were already set up with these backup batteries that are being shut off with Edison and stuff, they actually have been protected and, are able to keep their families warm, give them food, keep the fridge on during like, these horrific events that have been happening over the past 2 weeks. So, you know, that's kind of my passion. That's what I've been doing for a while now. And, I try and help families so that way they can set themselves up in a better position and hopefully, always have power.
Perfect.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, but
that's
that's
perfect.
basically my
Well,
day to day. I'm working for
I
Sunrun.
love that. I
Yeah.
love that for you. I think that's a great job for you. I'm sure that you get to use a lot of your acting chops when you're doing that and talking to people and selling a little bit about solar
A
energy
lot of
and
talking. Yeah.
a lot of talking. Well, you're good at that. Michael, thank you for joining me today on Real Words to talk a little bit about White Rabbit, Red Rabbit, and I appreciate it. Hope folks will come out and see you on February 19th at 7 p.m. I can't wait to see you then, Michael.
Awesome.
We'll see you
Thank you.
soon.
Come. I'll post every day in my Insta. Hit me up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Great.
Bye.
Thank you, Michael. Bye.